I'm blind, and that sucks sometimes. I was not born blind. I used to see the bright colours of flowers, decorate my room with things I thought looked cute. Now slowly, my vision is disappearing. The doctors told me I can still see 10% right now, and that means mainly shapes. But when it's dark, I cannot see anything. My father works in healthcare as a nurse, and my mom is a 911 operator, which means long hours for them and me spending time alone in our house. It is not a large house, but it's not tiny either. I know every corner of the house and move around the house as if I'm not visually impaired. When I was around the age of 21, I was diagnosed with glaucoma. It took around a year for me to go almost completely blind, but I've learned to live with it. I work in education, and I'm still able to teach all the 7-year-old kids in my class. They ask me lots of questions, and I don't mind answering them at all. If anything, I enjoy answering those curious little minds. The following happened in summer break. My parents were both working a late night shift, and I was hanging out with my friend Tiara. Usually when she comes over, she stays for a long time. She's like the only person I can tolerate for more than 24 hours. If you know, you know. We both finished listening, our favorite series, and both tired from binge watching, and a few tears left on our cheek because of the sad ending of it. Shortly after, she left and I went to clean up. I left the remaining popcorn for me to eat as I put on a podcast to listen to while loading the dishwasher. I heard a chime from my phone, and voiceover started reading the message Tiara sent. I'm home. Good night and thanks for the fun day. I smiled and my podcast continued. The podcast talked about strange disappearances a few times over, labeling it as a cold case. I huffed, as the disappearances are still happening, thus I do not think the case is that cold yet. I turned off the kitchen lights and moved my way through the hallway towards the living room, and I let myself fall back onto the comfy couch, reaching for the bowl of popcorn when my phone chimed again. VoiceOver read the message that came from the security app. Person detected backyard, the voice said. I frowned my brows. Is Tiara back? Or maybe it's a squirrel. Most of the times the system thinks those are people too. I waved it off as being a squirrel and went back to listening to my podcast while shoving handfuls of popcorn in my mouth. About 2 minutes later, my phone chimed again. And again, the voice said that there was a person detected in the backyard. I turned off my podcast and listened, hoping I would hear footsteps or anything. I asked Siri my battery percentage, and when he mentioned it is 40%, I was slightly relieved. Phone in my hand, I made my way to the back glass window, listening closely, but not being able to see anything in the pitch dark, the lights of the living room reflecting. I leaned my ear against the glass, hoping to hear anything. That was when I heard a soft breath hitting the glass. I gasped and jumped back. I must be imagining things. The phone chimed again. The voice mentioning a person in the backyard again. I felt a chill run down my spine. I tried to look, hoping I might see someone. And for the first time since my blindness, I cursed my lack of sight. I cut my hands against the glass, looking. Someone was looking straight back at me. The reflection of the living room lights lit up the whites of his eyes. I screamed and fell back down. I grabbed my phone, calling 911 immediately. The door wriggled and I heard my breathing quicken. 911 was the address of your emergency? A soft female voice I recognized as my mother's. I tried to be calm. I honestly tried, but as soon as I heard my mother's voice, I was hysterical. Mom, there is someone in the backyard trying to break into the house. My voice was shaking and I felt tears streaming down my face. There was a few seconds of silence, which honestly felt like minutes. Honey, I got the police into our place. Can you hide? She asked in a calm voice. Yes, I try. I swallowed the lump in my throat and got up. The lights cut off. Shit. Mom, I cried, now completely blind and scared for my life. What happened, honey? Keep talking, she said. I heard panic in her voice, but she tried to hide it. I reached for my AirPods, and after seconds of panicked searching, I found them. I put one in my ear and put my phone down the front of my pants. Now I had my hands free to feel around. It was like I completely forgot what our house looked like. The lights turned off. I can't see anything, Mom, I said. I remember trying to open my eyes in hope that I could see more if I opened them wide enough. Okay, honey, when were you last? She asked. Living room, I replied softly. Okay. I heard the ticking of a keyboard, noting everything down I said. Try to reach a wall and feel your way to the doorway. Take an immediate right and go up to the stairs. I frantically feel around, feeling the wooden door frame and pulling myself around the corner. I felt for the stairs, and once I felt them, I rushed upstairs. And that's when I remembered I did not lock the front door after Tiara left the house. Fuck. Mom, I have to lock the front door, I said, panic in my voice as I said it. Honey, don't. Just hide. The police will be there in 7 minutes, she said. But I did not listen. I have to lock the front door. I turned around and rushed down the stairs. Knowing where I was and adrenaline kicking in, I was faster than ever before. My phone chimed. The app's robotic voice was a horror in my ear. Person detected, front door. I walked to the side of the door frame, feeling around for the doorbell system and pressing the little microphone button. Please, leave me alone, I said in a shaky voice. What are you doing, honey? Go upstairs, please, my mom said in a panic. Please, leave me alone, I screamed with a hoarse voice. Why? I heard a man's voice was clear as day through the speakers. Surprise caught me, as I had not expected this person to talk back. There's nothing here for you to steal. Please, go away. Honey, lock the door, my mom yelled in my ear. Who says I want to steal something? I heard the grin on the man's face as he spoke. I locked the doors and activated the alarm. A quick dun left my mouth. Good, now go upstairs, my mom said hastily. I took a breath of relief and I turned around, ready to hide upstairs, when the man's voice came through again. The question remains though. He stopped talking, and I stopped walking. Did you just lock me in? Or out?